How to improve call quality for a video interview. You might have heard people complain about lag, disconnections, or audio and video problems on internet video calls. What can you do to improve your video call quality, especially for an online job interview? On this checklist, you will see points marked with a checkbox that you can check off. Other points are marked by an arrow, which means you can't do anything about them, but you should be aware that they may impact the quality of the call. Can you make the call outside of peak business hours? Some people will suggest that you make your call outside of peak business hours. However, since this is an employment interview, you will most likely interview during business hours, so calling during peak hours in your region is probably unavoidable. Ask what app they are using. First, let's talk about one thing you can't control. You cannot control the app that the interviewers choose for their employment interviews. If the interviewers use a platform with high security for their video interviews, you will have to use their selected service rather than your preferred platform. Some issues are due to the app and its servers and not controlled by the interview participants. All online video calls go through a server. That server is probably owned and administered by the video conferencing app, not you and not the organization conducting the interview. And that server may be busy. For example, if they use Zoom, Skype, or Google Meet, the user's connections on the call may be routed to a server that is particularly busy. You can't control the server that the call application will route your conversation through. Make sure you have the updated version of the app. Once the app is selected, you need to make sure that you have the most up-to-date version of the app installed on your computer. If the app prompts you to install an update, install the update. The update probably provides call quality updates. Here are some things that you can control to improve your video calls without buying any new hardware. Use a wired Ethernet connection. Using a wired Ethernet connection is more stable than a Wi-Fi connection, so use a computer with an Ethernet cable connection. But this may not be an option for you. For example, if you use the wireless in your housing and you don't have access to an Ethernet connection, so you have to take some steps to improve your connection within that limit. Only run the video call application during the interview. On your own computer, make sure you are not running anything in the background of the video call application. No downloading or uploading or pausing a stream while you take a break from your life to participate in the employment interview. Ask people in your home to limit their internet usage during your interview. If you live in shared accommodations, ask your roommates or family to try to limit their downloading and streaming during the time of your interview. However, as people have learned from working from home during the COVID lockdown, not everyone in the household is willing to respect other people's work-related needs or even realize that what they are doing online will cause you a problem. Find the best location for Wi-Fi in your home. Are you situated in the best place for Wi-Fi in your housing? For example, maybe your laptop is on a desk, but you actually get the best Wi-Fi in the living room. See if you can move to a better Wi-Fi zone in your housing without sacrificing professionalism on the call. Make sure your device is plugged in. Video and audio can drain your battery both on a laptop and on a cell phone, so plug your device in for the duration of the call. Don't gamble on your battery lasting for the entire call. Keeping your device plugged in may require an extension cord if you have found the best Wi-Fi in your housing, as well as an uncluttered setting to film in with good lighting that is far from an outlet. For cell phones, use a stand or tripod. If you use a cell phone, use a stand of some type so you can angle the video appropriately. You may be nervous or you may need to write something down, so set your phone up so you can go hands-free with a stable video. Use headphones. If you hear an echo in the audio, someone has their volume set too loud, and they may not be able to turn it down. Using headphones means that they can set the volume level for their own preferences without causing an echo on the call for the person who is speaking. Turn off HD settings on the camera. You can also check your camera, and if you can find it in your camera settings, you may also opt to turn off the HD setting when your camera is filming. HD or high definition takes up more bandwidth. In the link I've provided in the comments from Tom's Hardware, you will get an idea of how high or low your current camera resolution is in the settings. Test before the interview. Try to use the app on a test call with someone. This may not be possible if the employer is using some type of super secure video conferencing software that they pay for, but check your settings in the app on the test call. Ask them if they can hear you. Can you hear them? Check your headphone audio as well as your audio in the system settings of your device. Ask your caller to adjust their mic volume if you can't hear them. What do you look like on video? Is the video grainy or too dark? You might have to make adjustments to the video settings. What can they see in the frame around you in the video? Is your space tidy? Make sure nothing appears in the frame that you don't want to share yet with the interviewers. Please keep in mind that the only time you may have to make this test call is when the application servers aren't as busy, such as on a weekend or in the evening, and this test may not reflect call quality during business hours. You may have done everything you can to improve the video call, but you can't account for the traffic on the servers that your video call is routed through. Check your lighting. The only time you may have to test your settings may also not be at the same time as your interview. If you are depending on natural light, remember that the light will be different at 2 p.m. on Sunday during your test than at 9 a.m. Monday during your interview. The day of the interview may also be overcast and not a bright sunny day like on your test day. Make sure the lighting illuminates your face from the front, not behind your head, which is also known as backlighting. Check your volume and video quality with the interviewers. During the employment interview, remember to check with the interviewers. Can they see you? Can they hear you? Do you need to adjust anything? Invite them to interrupt you if something has affected your call quality. Imagine if your audio went out after the first word of your answer to a question, and when you complete your answer, the interviewers ask you to do it over again because they couldn't hear you. This can happen. Just as you are not very experienced with interviewing online, your interviewers may not have had much practice either and may not be sure how to manage their video interviews. Both interviewer and interviewee should do their best to help one another get through the video interview because technology does not always work as advertised. Please use the transcript of this video as a checklist to improve the quality of your job interviews. If you have any additional questions, please visit our website at uab.ca/cc to use any of our resources or to contact us directly with any questions.